Hi everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. If you haven't already watched the third part of our Samurai Spirit playthrough, then you should probably stop watching here and go back and watch that one. Because what happened was, when we were originally recording that episode, at a certain point, I made a rather important mistake. And so what we did was we reset the game to that point in time and then reshot the ending, and that became what is now the third part of that video series. But we had all the original footage of our mistaken game, and so I thought I'd release that as a bonus episode. So we're going to go back in time and join the game at the point just as I was making the mistake, and then you'll be able to watch and see the rest of the game play through, because the rest of the game we played correctly, so you can see another way, an alternate universe, in which the village outcome may or may not have been different.
It is now Dice K the monkey's turn.
All right, Dice K, let's see what we reveal.
Ooh, a 1.
This one's a bit of a challenge, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah.
Because I have a wound exposed, and we could cover it up, right?
Yeah.
But then fire would be exposed.
Oh, man.
And we would burn down one of our farmsteads.
We can burn down 3 houses and still survive.
Yes.
But if you take 2 wounds, then the game is over.
Right. So I'm a little closer to ending the game if I get a wound than we are if we lose a farmstead. So does that mean you're leaning towards passing it over here?
Yeah.
Covering up? All right. I don't know if this is the right choice. I really don't.
Me
but
neither.
it's a tough one. So that's what we'll do. Now I go up by 1. And Luke, it's over to you. Go ahead and reveal, and let's see what you're going to fight. Hopefully we don't have another tough choice. Another wound.
4.
A 4.
Another wound.
And this one, you cannot put over on this side.
Yay.
So it's going to have to go here and bounce you down to 5. Now that said, you could draw another card and perhaps cover up that wound. Or let yourself get another wound and go to your more powerful side.
I don't know.
The nice thing is at 5, if we do draw a 5 here, it can get passed over and set your Ki value
Good
off
point.
again.
I'm not going to fight again.
Okay. I feel like every decision we're making could just be a terrible one. I'm sure some people are watching going, why are you doing that? Oh, first of all, we do have fire over here, right?
Oh,
so I have to burn one of these down. Now, remember, if we were playing hard, we'd flip this over and look, a wound would have to be assigned.
Oh my gosh.
So thankfully we're not playing hard. This one gets flipped over, and now we've got the hat. It's a 2, and the battle penalty is that you cannot defend while this card is active. The interesting thing here is if I put this 2 on my battle line, then if Dice K gets a 3, it can be passed over and will set off my Ki value. I'm tempted to do that, even though I could defend against this. The nice thing is my ability allows me to ignore this battle penalty because the card was a 2 value. Of course, I'm now closer to going over my Ki value as well. Risky stuff.
Come on, Dice K, help us out here.
All right, let's see. 3 or 5 would be good.
Yes!
There's a 3. Dice K uses his awesome monkey powers, dodges and dives, and then passes this one over here to me. And now I'm going to be going up 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to be using this special ability, which is great. Lets me take 3 of these raiders and discard them.
So useful.
And now I remove the topmost raider from my deck. I don't remove this bottom one like Luke would get to do, because Luke only gets that because of his special Ki power ability. This one will go in here, and I get moved back to 7. Luke, it's your turn, and look what's here.
Oh, yay, a wound.
Yes, the disadvantage of passing over here means you get a wound. But you also power up, and hopefully that means you're going to turn into something amazing. Look at that.
Whoa.
Crazy tiger. That's awesome. The wound will go away, and now this means that if you hit your Ki value, you get to take the bottom 2 off as well as the top one.
Oh.
So maybe these amazing animal forms are going to be what helps us in the end. So let's do it. Hopefully something to cover up that wound.
Oh, yay.
Actually, yeah. I mean, you could cover up the wound with that. It means whatever you draw next, you won't be able to defend against. But maybe that's worth it.
I'll go right up to 9.
Okay. Man, dancing awful close again, aren't you? And look at this. I have to pass my first card over to Luke because of the battle penalty. And you're not allowed to defend against this. So
please be a 4. Yes! Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable. Okay, so
wow.
this is going to go here. It's going to move you down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to activate your Ki power, knocking out both of these and this one.
Woohoo!
Okay, this isn't all good. There is a wound exposed there.
Great.
But still,
It could be worse.
I think that's still pretty good. At this point in the game, just continuing to be able to fight is good. If I could draw a 5 right now, I would just be laughing. Okay, it's a 4.
That's okay.
Not so bad. I don't think I want to put this in my battle line. It's going to put me a little too close to danger. I think I will defend against this one, and that will cover up the chances of me getting a wound at the end of the round. Let's see what Dice K gets. Go ahead, Luke, and flip it over. It is a 1, and it's another wound. Now,
Wow.
this could be passed, left or right.
Yippee.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't seem like such a great one to pass.
Maybe it's time for Dice K to defend.
I agree. Probably it is time. I mean, the stack is actually getting down there. We need to start filling up these defenses so we don't end up losing our families and farmsteads. Okay, Luke, over to you. You do receive a battle penalty of a wound.
Oh,
that is not good because one more wound and you are eliminated. All right, let's take a look. Hopefully this is something that we can cover up that wound with.
5.
Well, we are going to have to cover up that wound because you cannot defend against this one, can you? That's going to bump you all the way down to 9. Go ahead, Luke, and move yourself on the battle track to 9. Do you want to draw again or?
No.
No? You know what? Maybe that is a good idea, just so the rest of the samurai have a chance to perhaps defend against some things, and that battle penalty isn't so bad. Besides, you're getting another card anyway. My battle penalty means that I have to pass this over to you.
If it's a 4, I'm going to go bananas.
Oh no.
Oh, yay.
It's a 6.
I'm going bananas.
It's actually worse than bananas, Luke, because you cannot defend against this. It has to go into your battle track, and that's going to put you at 15.
Oh, yay!
So you're there, and now we have to remove one of these farmsteads. This is actually worse than even the fact that you're facing a crazy boss. Okay, we'll get to that in a second though. First of all, the battle penalty here means you can't defend. It doesn't matter, you're gonna have to pass on your turn anyway.
Yeah.
Which means you won't be able to defend even if you wanted to. This other symbol means we have to take a random discarded raider and shuffle it back into the raider deck. Here's the real problem I'm seeing right now, Luke.
Yep.
You're gonna have to pass.
I see it.
Do you see it too? You're gonna have to pass on your turn, and what does that mean?
Then I can't defend. I can't use that, and I'll have to take damage.
Right. If you don't have a hat here at the end of the round, you're going to take another wound. You already have a wound, and you're eliminated.
Yeah.
So I think the game is over at this point.
No, because Dice K can still save me.
Oh, that's a good point, because you haven't passed yet.
No.
And if Dice K draws a hat, it could be passed to you,
Yep.
and then you could defend against it.
Yep.
And that's the only thing that can save us.
Yep.
Okay, wow. Back on the razor's edge again. Now, despite all of that going on, it's still Gorbei's turn. That was just the battle penalty that we resolved there. Let's see what I draw. Okay, I've taken a 4. I can't defend against this because I've already matched up a farmstead, so I have to put this in my battle line.
Yep.
Now, the one good thing is that it's a 4, and I can ignore the battle penalties of 4s. However, it puts me right down here on the 11. So I'm in trouble again. If a 1 is drawn, I'd like to have it over here, but really, you're the one who's going to need it, especially if it's a hat. Now, the chances of this being a hat seem so small to me that I am just going to pretend that we've already lost and hopefully be delightfully surprised.
Wow, we are delightfully surprised how we're going to get kicked.
This is just brutal. Okay,
That's mean.
It's a 6. It's one of the other big bosses. This one obviously cannot be passed left or right. It will have to go here, and that would bump this one down to 6. Now, what do these battle penalties mean? First of all, we know that one means a wound. And this other symbol means that during the samurai's turn, they cannot use their talent or any other talents that were passed to them. And here's the sad news. We go over to Luke's turn. Luke would have to resolve this. In other words, we take one of these randomly, shuffle it up a little bit here. I'm kind of doing this half-heartedly because really the game is over at this point. No, this gets shuffled in.
Oh. If the next thing is a boss, which it isn't, obviously, but still.
It doesn't really matter what it is at this point.
It might be a boss.
Because now, Luke's turn is to pass.
Yes.
And now we know that you cannot get a hat. So you're eliminated. Well, what an emotional roller coaster. We had some amazing card draws there.
Yeah.
Like, we had turns that I thought, oh, we're tanked. And then the right raiders came off the deck.
Yep.
We were able to coordinate and pass things around. The Ki powers were firing off left and right.
And we get to fight pretty much all of the 6s.
Yeah, man, did a bunch of those came up.
Yeah,
I was really
my gosh.
hoping. I didn't look through it.
Wow.
You noticed when I used my Ki power to discard 3, I was hoping that maybe some of those bosses were in there. Doesn't look like they were.
No.
Still. You know what, though? All things considered, we did pretty good. I mean, look how many raiders are left.
5. Oh, man.
So we were pretty close. Of course, this is actually kind of a problem too, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because it means that probably a couple turns before this point, or sooner, we should have fired a few more of these into the defensive positions to fill in those slots. Otherwise, at the end of the round, we might have lost anyway. You know what? I'm sure watching, you guys probably saw lots of things you would have done differently. But I enjoyed just having you as my fellow samurai here and going into battle, and thanks for your help as well along the way. Sorry we couldn't pull off a win here, but maybe if you're trying the game yourself, you'll succeed and let us know about it. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.